All
Let's
right,
go.
welcome back, guys, to the Kings of the Queen City podcast. Once again, it's me and Liam and I this week. We're going to be talking about the Bills' Week 17 win against the Falcons. We'll briefly touch up on the wild card race in the NFL playoffs, how those brackets are shaping up, and then, if possible, we're at a bit of a time constraint this week, so if possible, we'll touch up on the Bengals' continued dominance in the league. So starting off with the Bills, I was actually at the game. First quarter, I think, was going very well. I think we were pretty much dominating them. Their only weapon really seemed to be Cordero Patterson for the most part. I mean, Mike Davis had a touchdown, but he really wasn't doing too much.
Cordero Patterson didn't do that much either, though.
No, he didn't. I mean, like, in respect to like him, he was being like the most versatile like weapon. They're using him on everything, rush, pass play, all that stuff. I know somebody had a really good catch on the outside, but it was out of bounds. But as soon as the second quarter hit, I think we got too complacent. We were like, oh, okay, we're playing sort of well right now. So they started to try and establish a run game, and that got us absolutely nowhere. Josh Allen.
In the first half.
Yeah, in the first half. Josh Allen, did he throw all three picks in the second quarter? I think it was two in the second, right? And
I think it was two in the second.
Then he threw a third one in the second half. But I don't know, not just him, the whole Bills offense just kind of slowed down. Receivers weren't catching balls. There were a couple drops, a couple in the end zone as well, I believe. And the Falcons really started to turn it on. I mean, I know we had the safety in the first quarter, but as soon as that happened, we snapped back into it. We were, pretty much dominating them everywhere. And then, like I said, the second quarter just kind of got too complacent, tried to establish the run game, and it got us absolutely nowhere. And then that threw Josh out of his rhythm, threw two picks. Both of them, well, the second one, it was either the second or the third one was tipped, but you could see that the interceptions were kind of forced. Like I thought he had kind of snapped out of that, but he still makes those mistakes where he tries to force the ball into an area where he thinks he can get it, but he can't, and then a defender comes out of nowhere and just picks it off.
Yeah. I mean, like on one hand, like he's a gunslinger, so like a lot of times, like he can force it, but like I feel like he's just like it's been too many times recently where he's just like I gotta force it, and it just isn't necessary. But I was super happy about the run game in the second half.
Yeah, Singletary started turning it on. Allen had almost over 100 yards. Even Moss, I think he only got like 4 or 5 carries for like 30-ish yards around there. Mm-hmm. And he still looked decent when they were pushing the pile, when they were moving the ball.
Yeah.
Defensive pressure also turned up a little bit. I know obviously in the first half, Greg Rousseau had that sack fumble. So that was nice. Good to see him. He's been playing pretty well all season.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, the running game really started getting going in the second half. And especially once we went up by a score, because they were up at the half 15-14. And once we scored, I forget, did we get the 2-point as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we were up by a full score. And once we got in that position and we were able to stop them from scoring on the next drive, then we got the running game going. It was kind of just smooth sailing from there.
Yeah, waste clock and run that ball.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was a good game to get the running game going because I feel like every game is just like Josh Allen puts the entire team on his back and just like absolutely like has to carry. Like against the Pats, I feel like that was like all him.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree.
Definitely like getting Singletary to like actually get the ball and put up yards is huge.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people still aren't fond of Singletary because they're like, oh, he doesn't have that breakaway speed. He doesn't have that, like that open field speed. He never really gets like giant runs. Like, yeah, they're scattered in there, but he never really does get like the big gains.
Right.
I tell people, like, honestly, it's not just him. Like, yeah, if we had a better running back, no doubt about it, we would get more yards on the ground. But the fact of the matter is he's almost always able to get positive yards. Yeah. And I tell people that hate on him a lot. I tell them, wouldn't you rather have somebody that's constantly getting positive yards versus somebody who's going to make the one big play every once in a while, but he's getting stopped for a minimal gain. Like I know it's on the O-line too, to obviously create those lanes for the run game, but I've been happy with how Singletary's performed for the most part in Buffalo because he's constantly getting extra yards. Yeah, they might not be big gains, but he's able to find those little pockets to where he can at least fall forward for positive yardage. Yes, it's slightly annoying when, you could see where the run's supposed to go and then he cuts it back and that causes him to get like 3 or 4 yards. Then it's like, okay, well, if he would have hit the hole he was supposed to, maybe he would have had a better gain. But for the most part, I've been pretty happy with how Singletary's performed here in Buffalo because, like I said, he's constantly getting positive yards. And I think if the Bills are somehow able to make that next step up in their run game, then I think he's in a good position where he can succeed even more in the future.
For sure. Yeah, I was just looking up his average yards per carry this season is 4.6.
Which is actually pretty good.
Actually, is that carries and receptions or is it?
Because I don't know what the exact number is that, you usually look for your running back to be over on the yards per carry, but I'm pretty sure usually like over 4 yards per carry is where you want your running backs to be at least.
Let's see.
Speaking of the rushing too, I think that's one thing that Josh Allen, as good as he is scrambling, he needs to be more careful when he's scrambling.
For sure.
Because we know he can make
he knows we can
make the play. Yeah, he knows he can make the plays. The fans know he can make the plays, and the coaches know he can make the plays. But that doesn't mean you're not just going to get popped one of these times and either hurt yourself or cause a turnover that's going to lose the game.
Yeah, my man's got that ball like one hand, just like put both hands on that bitch.
For real, it's like it's good that you want to fight for the extra yards if you're close, but like at least protect the ball. Like he's almost always going into a hit with one arm on the ball.
Yeah,
it's so scary as a fan. So, but yeah, I mean, all in all, first quarter was great. Second quarter was not very good at all. Third quarter sort of started off slow, but then we got into the rhythm, and then by the fourth quarter, there was no doubt in my mind we're going to win.
Yeah. So yeah, his career average yards per carry is 4.7
for Singletary.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty decent because he's been in the league 3 years now.
Yeah. So that's pretty big.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty complacent with that. Like I think that's decent.
I mean, right? Like as a first down back, 4 or 5 yards on first down, easy 2nd and 5. I'll take that.
Exactly, and especially with our pass dominant offense too, that puts you in good positions for that. 2nd and short, 3rd and manageable type positions.
For sure.
So,
all right, I want to ask you this: standout, like, do you remember a play that was like you were like, this is it, this is my favorite play
from the Bills game?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even really a play, but probably when Matt Ryan tried to scramble and then he didn't get in and then he flexed on Jordan Poyer and then it got called back because he wasn't in and he got the taunting penalty. That was probably my favorite moment of the game because I know myself, I was yelling at Matt from the stands. There were people around me that were yelling at him from the stands, giving him shit for it. So that was pretty enjoyable. But if there's my favorite play, probably the catch that Gabe Davis made.
I was gonna say the same
first
thing.
Half.
Mr. Toe Drag swag.
Yeah, because Allen had to throw it outside because the cornerback was coming from the inside. So if he threw it inside, it was either going to be defensed or the CB was going to pick it off.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that he kind of like cushioned it at first with his hands and like tapped it to himself. And then he was able to secure it just as his foot was still on the ground. And then it came up because that's what they were reviewing to see if he had kept that foot down in time. But they ruled it a catch. And I was like, that I wouldn't be surprised if it had stayed ruled no catch because it was very close. But nonetheless, it was still a very good catch. And similarly, I could say that about somebody on the Falcons too. I don't remember who it was. I don't remember if I think it's Zacchaeus is number 17, one of their receivers. It was either him, Russell Gage, or somebody else that I don't remember the name of. They made a really good catch on the outside, but I think Poyer was on him, and he managed to push him out of bounds to force the 3 and out.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that was also a very good catch. Unfortunately for them, ruled incompletion. But yeah, I'd say my favorite play of the game was for sure the Gabe Davis catch because there wasn't really many very good passing plays in the game as a whole. I mean, the Falcons were throwing wide receiver screens to freaking Patterson all game, and the Bills were pretty much just looking for Josh doesn't see anything in the first 2 seconds. Let me scramble right out of the pocket and then check down to Dawson Knox or Moss or something like that. So that was definitely a really good catch on his part, and it kept the drive alive too. So
for sure. Yeah, I've been saying when I went to the Bills game a few weeks ago, my friends were like, everyone's like, "Oh, who's your favorite player?" And I was like, hot take: Dawson Knox, Gabe Davis.
I was a little iffy still on Dawson after the first 4 games because when the Bills got into that little bit of a slump, he started dropping balls again. And I was like, oh great, he went to tight end university for absolutely no reason. He still can't catch a ball. But the visual improvement has been there. He has been playing a lot better. And I'm honestly happy that he was able to improve because all you would ever see from him was either a spectacular catch or a dropped open ball. And it's like, to be a tight end in this league, and especially a functional one, he's all right with blocking, but you have to be able to catch too, especially in our offense. And I'm finally happy that he's able to, get the hands sorted out and he can actually make big yardage plays now because he has the strength and power to truck people and get the extra yards. So it's like
that's what everyone knows him for, basically.
And so that was good to see.
Dude, I just remember him putting that dude in Miami in the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly the play I think of too. That was nice.
But I like him. I like him as I've seen him. Like he seems like a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not one to follow the beaten path. So I was like, hot take: Dawson Knox and Gabe Davis.
I like it. I was actually at the barbershop today, and the lady that cut my hair was the owner of it, and she was telling me a story about how Dawson Knox hit on her daughter, who is one of the hairstylists there, and she was like, nah, I'm not interested. I'll be friends with you, but I don't want to date you. So he got friend zoned by my freaking hairstylist. So that was hilarious. A story. But yeah, apparently she's like good friends with Trent Murphy and shit like that too. She'd go hunting with him and stuff like that. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
So but yeah, I mean, overall, Bills had about a quarter and a half of a rough patch in the game. But other than that, I don't really think they were ever out of control of the game. So
yeah,
I'm happy with how it went. It was a must win. We have to win out really, but glad we got the job done, especially after seeing what the Patriots did to Jacksonville. Needed to win.
And while we're on the subject of other teams, remember when we thought Miami might have a chance? They got absolutely shit on.
Yep, and eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
there goes that. But
don't have to worry about them. The Titans literally just freaking put up their fist and said, "You're not going." So yeah, they dominated them. At first, I thought we were the Raiders were going to be in 7th, but I was completely having a brain fart that they had played the Colts that day. So they leapfrogged all the way up into 6th place. And I think now they're in 7th, right? And the Chargers are in 6th. The Colts are out of the playoffs right now, I think.
I think that might be right. I know they were talking about some weird I think the Colts are still in because they said if the Colts lose in Jacksonville and the Raiders and Chargers tie, the Raiders and Chargers will both go to the playoffs.
Yep, you're right. I remember hearing about that. Which
they're talking the Chargers. The Colts haven't won a game in Jacksonville in like 6 years or something.
I saw that stat. They're like 1-7 or something like that in the last like 8 visits or 7 visits or something like that. It's some stupid stat.
So it's somehow feasible despite how bad Jacksonville is and how good the Colts supposedly are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love to see that because, I mean, can we move up anymore or no? Because the Titans and the Chiefs are 11-5. The Titans are in the 1 seed now. The Chiefs are in the 2 seed. The Bengals are in the
I mean, if the Chiefs lose this week and we win this week, we'll win on head-to-head.
Oh, that's true. Who are the Chiefs playing this week?
Let's see. The Chiefs are playing the Broncos.
The Broncos are out of the playoffs now too, right?
Yeah, I believe so. 7-9. Let me see if I can find a playoff picture. Okay, so yeah, Buffalo, New England, and Cincinnati are 10-6.
Yep.
So Tennessee will have us head-to-head if we tie. We'll have Kansas City if we tie. That's go head-to-head.
The Bengals have to have more wins in the conference, though, right?
Yeah, the next is Pittsburgh at 8-7-1.
So the only way
conference.
The only way for us, like, say we and the Bengals win next week, the Bengals would still stay ahead of us, right? Because they've got to have more wins than us in the conference now. Because we lost to Jacksonville and Indy.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And we lost to the Patriots once.
Yeah, because the Packers are not in conference.
No.
They did lose to the Jets and the Browns.
The Bengals?
Yeah. Chargers are not
AFC. They're AFC.
Oh, so that's 3 losses. That's 3 losses in the AFC.
And then we've lost to the Patriots, Jaguars, and Colts.
And Titans.
So, yeah, they would stay ahead of us then.
Well, they still play the Browns, so they technically could lose.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck the tiebreaker is after that then.
Oh, but if they lose and we win, it wouldn't matter. We'd go up to.
Oh, that's true. So, yeah, I mean, so we could theoretically move into the 2nd seed then?
I don't know how it would work. I think
the Bengals and the Chiefs would have to lose, right? For us to move up, and we'd have to win. Because there's no way we can move up now.
Right. So that's my question. If the Chiefs lose and the Bengals and the Bills win, that's 3 teams at 11-7. No, wait. 11-6.
Well, the head-to-head definitely comes into play because both us and the Bengals have beaten the Chiefs. So the Chiefs would have to be.
Oh, right. They just played the Chiefs. That's right.
Yeah. So the Chiefs would have to be below both of us now.
Yeah. So then the highest we could move is in 3, I think.
Yeah, because I for some reason I have to do more research on it, but for some reason I don't think we would be able to move above the Bengals.
I don't think so.
Because I don't know what the tiebreaker is after head-to-head and then conference and divisional.
Well, okay, unless they lose this next game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But if we tie, then I don't see how.
Right. Okay, so that brings us into question. Last week of the regular season, you can take the 2 seed from the Chiefs. Do you play your starters?
Honestly, probably, yeah. I mean, I was talking about this with the guys that were sitting right behind me. I think we play our starters for at least a quarter.
Yeah.
I don't know if Miami's going to play their starters or no, we play the Jets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the Jets are going to play their starters because they were eliminated a long time ago. So I feel like they might just try and go hard to, both ruin our chances of getting a good spot, but also to get their players reps. Because, I mean,
right.
Zach Wilson still needs reps, so why would they not play him?
Right.
And, I mean, the Jets, honestly, they're coming off a pretty good game against the Bucs. So, I mean, I think we play our starters for at least a quarter, I think.
If it's a close game, keep them in, I guess.
That's what I'm saying, because I think there is a possibility we can at least move up to the 3 seed. There has to be. So I don't see why we wouldn't try and get the higher seeding.
Right. So is it 3 plays 7? No, wait. 2 plays 7. No, wait. No, 3. Am I retarded?
Yeah, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5.
Right. Okay. So where it stands right now,
we're playing the Patriots.
We play the Patriots.
Yeah.
Which
I would take.
I would take that.
I will take that matchup if it's not shitty weather, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I don't like making excuses, but our game in Foxborough versus at home clearly shows why we lost that game.
Yeah.
We could not run the ball because of the weather, or we could not throw the ball because of the weather. And in turn, New England's running game outclassed us to the max, and we were not doing the ball efficiently against them.
Yeah.
The winds were 20 miles an hour less gusting, and we were able to beat them by 12 it was, I think the final score was.
I think so.
So, I mean, that clearly shows if we're able to establish the passing game and play well, we will beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
So, honestly, right now, I'll take a New England matchup as long as it's not shitty weather. But considering right now the matchup would be in Buffalo, I don't know how much I would like that.
Yeah.
Because the weather is supposed to be really shitty tomorrow. I don't know if it's across New York. And the way this winter has been with the no snow, I could only see the weather continuing to be shitty for the rest of the month.
Yeah. So then, all right. So what is our nightmare playoff team to play then? What do you say? Do you say Colts?
I say Colts. I was gonna say Colts.
So making it through, say we make it through first round. Do you want Colts or Titans? I don't know how that all works out, but Colts or Titans, who do you want to play?
Honestly, I think I want the Titans.
Interesting.
Because
I
they're
honestly think the same thing.
They're supposed to get Derrick Henry back this week, supposedly.
Let's see if there's any news.
He's off IR now. He's been cleared to return.
Okay.
But the thing is, okay, both teams play a very, very similar game. But I really do think that the Colts O-line is better than the Titans O-line.
And hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Bengals will be without Joe Mixon, and Joe Burrow will be out to rest a sore right knee.
Is that the knee he hurt?
Yeah.
Like the one he tore his ACL on or whatever?
Oh, I don't know about that. So no starting running back and no starting quarterback.
Which, I mean, honestly, for them, the only thing they should be mad about is the fact that could hurt their chances of finishing in a higher seed. Because, I mean, they've clinched already. So, but yeah, honestly, I don't want to face the Colts because I think what they did to us in week, whatever it was, 12, I think, maybe?
Embarrassed.
Yeah, they absolutely embarrassed us at home, and I think they could do it again. I don't see why they wouldn't do it again. So
the run defense is just not what it used to be.
Yeah, and the way we played against the Titans was not that good because it ended up being 34-31 we lost or something like that.
Yeah.
But we also had our offense going in that game. And in the Colts game, I mean, that's not to say if we face the Colts, who knows? Our defense could be absolutely stellar and our offense could be absolutely killing it. But like you said, we got absolutely embarrassed And I think there's more of a chance that happens to us again from the Colts than it does from the Titans, because we honestly were locking up Derrick Henry until he had that like 70-something yard rush. And then from
he still only finished with like 130 yards or something.
Exactly. So if we didn't allow that touchdown, we win the game.
Right.
Was that? And
I think I keep saying that's the same thing with the Patriots the first time. You don't let Damian Harris score that first touchdown. That's a game.
Exactly. We mitigate the chance of a breakout play happening. And
yeah,
I still think Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league. But Jonathan Taylor has to be top 5, if not top 3 right now. And I think with him having all the reps under his belt and Henry just coming back from IR, that I think
how many times do people come back from IR and they're just like top form?
Yeah. So, that's why I think that the potential with the way that I feel like the Colts work better as a whole team on offense running the ball, whereas the Titans linemen, I feel like a lot of them, they get that first level block, and then after that they're like, okay, we know Henry will do the rest. And like Jonathan Taylor do that too, but I think the Colts O-line works better as a unit to support him, to get him further down the field with like less effort. And so I think for me the matchup nightmare is the Colts, because I think we have a harder time playing against them than we would the Titans. So that's just
I agree. Let's see. Yeah, fuck. So right now it's looking like Pats versus Bills, and then we would play the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is the Bengals and the Colts and the Chiefs and the Chargers. I'm curious to see how Bengals Colts goes.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting game. I also am interested to see how the Chiefs and Chargers game will go, because honestly, in my opinion, the Chargers choked the victory against the Chiefs the last time they played. So, the Chargers still have to win. Like, it might be the Raiders facing the Chiefs, but yeah. Honestly, all the matchups in the playoffs, I think, on the AFC side, besides the Patriots-Bills one, will be interesting. So.
Yeah. So then in the NFC, we got Dallas and the Cardinals, Tampa Bay and the Eagles, and LA and the Saints.
I think LA is going to kill the Saints personally.
I sure hope. Well, you say that, but they just bottled up Tom Brady.
That's true, but that's like the only team they've bottled up.
Yeah, but
wait, the Saints are in the playoffs right now?
Yeah.
And the 49ers aren't.
Oh, wait, this might be an old picture. Hang on.
No, you might be right, because I think I remember hearing a graphic about how the Saints could get into the playoffs. It was like if the 49ers still win, like the Saints will still beat them or something like that on a head-to-head maybe.
Let's see. Playoff. American League Football. No, we want national. You are correct. It is the 49ers at the 6th seed right now.
And then the Eagles in the 7.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because the Saints did win this week, but I think they needed somebody else to lose, because then they would go up.
I think they still can. They maybe still make it.
I think the Saints can still make it, right? The 49ers have to lose, though, I think.
Yeah. But they don't. They didn't play head to head, so there'd be some maths going on.
All right. But anyways, honestly, Matt Stafford been kind of looking a bit off lately. He's been
looking like doo-doo.
Throwing a lot of picks.
Tanking my fantasy team.
So yeah, honestly, maybe
3 picks in the last 3 games, I think.
I will retract that statement and the fact that I think the Rams will kill him. But I do still think that the Rams will win.
I agree.
The only way the Saints win that game is if their defense plays well and Alvin Kamara actually like runs the ball.
He's gonna have to carry.
And so yeah, that's how I see that going. Dallas is in a rematch right now, headed for a rematch against the Cardinals. You said?
Yes, sir.
Well, the Cardinals got back to their winning ways against Dallas last week. They won 25-22. So I mean,
Yeah.
that game I cannot predict right now. That could go either way.
And didn't it go very? Oh no, the Cardinals had the backup QB, didn't they? Oh no, it was
Playing Kyler Murray.
maybe who was I thinking of?
They had a bunch of receivers out, so they had a bunch of like second stringers in.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Because they had some dude that like absolutely mossed somebody in the end zone for a touchdown. I think Christian Kirk might have and AJ Green were their only starting wide receivers out there, and everyone else was like subbed in.
That sounds accurate.
But then again, I say that, and Dallas now going into the possible rematch, Michael Gallup's now out for the season.
Yeah.
So they'll only have CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, who very good 1-2 wide receiver combination.
I saw a few things. One said possibly Antonio Brown, which I seriously doubt at this point. And the other one said Terrell Owens was looking to make a comeback.
Yeah, I saw that. He's telling the Bucs to sign him up.
But so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
See what happens. There's definitely some need for wide receivers around the league.
Oh yeah, 100%.
With injury going on.
So after this past week, in the past couple 3 weeks. So
yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But I think that would be very funny to see Terrell Owens back on the field.
I would love to see T.O. back in the league. I mean, they'd literally sign him for the playoffs, and then however far they go is however far he goes. But
dude, how old do you think Terrell Owens is?
I'm pretty sure he's like 43 or 44. That's my guess.
Terrell Owens.
He might be older, honestly, but
48.
Okay, yeah. So my man's is literally a father, but that imagine him and Tom Brady on the same team.
Average age on that team.
I feel like that would have to break some sort of league record for like oldest like scoring duo in the league, like passer to catch.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like Tom Brady does it every week when he has like when he's the oldest quarterback there's been.
He was already throwing to AB, who I'm pretty sure is like 32 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
but man, could you imagine T.O. 48 years old catching touchdown pass?
Oh man, bring him back to the Bills. What?
We don't need him. What's the depth?
We didn't need him when he came here. Mans was washed up by then.
Facts.
That's the last Bills jersey I owned. A Terrell Owens jersey.
Oh, did I tell you when I went to the Bills game, everyone was like crowded around like where we were walking down, and I'm like, what's going on? It was OJ.
OJ Simpson was there?
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
And I was like, dude, what is everybody like crowding around for? And everyone's like taking pictures with OJ.
You get a picture with him?
I did not.
Bruh.
Sorry, man.
The glove don't fit.
I didn't kill her.
It didn't fit, bro. But yeah, so
man, that was pretty funny. But yeah, T.O. making a comeback would be interesting.
I'd love that. Something tells me he can still play. If Des Bryant can still play, T.O. can still play.
Where is Des Bryant now?
He's a free agent. The Ravens never picked him back up.
It was a shame. I mean, I'm glad he made it back.
So was I. I like Des when he was in the league.
He's a good player. I don't know. That's like it's like how no one had signed Isaiah Thomas.
In basketball, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him. I feel like he got absolutely shit on after that season he popped off with the Celtics.
Yeah.
And then like he can still play, but like not nearly as good as he used to be able to. And now he's just like everyone's just like, yeah, I think we might sign you for a 10-day contract. And then the news, ruffles around the league, and then just nothing happens.
Yeah. My man's like popped off on the Celtics, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't need you anymore."
Yeah, for real, absolute mistreatment.
Very tough.
You gotta do that to a guy who basically carried you to the playoffs. Like, come on.
I know.
Come on.
Mans went absolute sicko mode for a season, and they're like, yeah, fuck out of here.
For real. That was the same season his freaking like sister died too, so he got absolutely shelled.
Yeah.
No respect. So, yeah, 76ers still kind of suck. Getting some wins in it though.
Yeah. Do it. Clay's coming back soon.
About to come back.
Maybe Sunday.
About a week left of rehab.
Yeah, around there. Hopefully.
I hope to God he does not injure himself again.
Dude, his career might be over if that happens.
If he ruptures his Achilles or tears something in his knee again, I feel like he's just going to retire. Because he is like 32 or 33.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like he might, and that's so sad to see because he is so sick when he plays.
Dude, I might cry if that happens.
That would be very sad. Yeah, we shall see.
Oh, the new Washington football team names drop?
I saw that. I didn't actually look at the article. Did they officially release them yet?
Not officially. Well, they said there's a few names that are possible.
Yeah, I think
most likely
they're down to like 6 different names, and they have the jersey color scheme laid out. It's just obviously it depends what logo would go on there, judging off the name.
Yeah. All right. You want to go over this right now on the podcast?
Yeah, we can end with that. We'll end with the name.
All right. Let's end with this. All right. Most likely possibilities are the Washington football team. Just stick with that.
Stick with it?
Yeah.
God, please no. That's going to get voted down.
Washington Armada.
Okay. I'm assuming their logo would be like a Navy ship or something then, probably.
They don't have have emblems.
Yeah, they don't have the logos released with it yet. I don't think.
Let's see. The Defenders, Washington Defenders.
Okay.
Not a huge fan of that one. Red Hawks.
What is that like literally just a red hawk? Or like is that a term for something?
I don't know. Just gonna look up Red Hawk and see if anything comes up.
I mean, like it could literally just be like an animal.
Red-tailed hawk is a thing.
Okay, so yeah, it's literally just a bird then. Another bird team, just what we need.
Yeah. Add them to the birds.
I'm a fan of the birds, but
the Washington Presidents.
that is so stupid. That is so fucking stupid.
That is really dumb. All right, Washington Commanders, also pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Washington Brigade.
I think Armada is still better than Brigade.
I agree. And then the Washington Red Wolves.
That was not the worst.
Honestly, Red Hawks might be the best one.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, personally to me, they all sound stupid because I'm so used to saying Redskins. And now that like we're just used to literally, I mean, they're basically just Washington at this point. Fucking football team is so stupid. I hope they don't stick with that.
I really hope they don't stick with football team.
Like, every name sounds dumb, some way more than others, but yeah, I'd agree. I'd probably either go with Armada or Red Hawks personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully in the near future, they will drop like logos and all that shit to actually go with it.
I feel like logos. I mean, I know we have no say, but logos would make it look like make the team names and like everything come together. I feel like that makes a difference.
I hope to God that they get fan input like they did for names.
Right.
For like fan submissions of the logos, and then they narrow it down to like a final like 3 for the name they've chosen.
Yeah.
Because that'll not only like win over your fan base a little bit, because it shows that as an ownership group, you actually care what your fans have to say about the team. But on top of that, a bunch of old stooges trying to figure out how to use Microsoft Paint and design a logo is not going to work better, like as well as if some other, like, because you know how it is. Like, there's underground artists everywhere, and there's people that are really talented that just never get noticed for their work. And this could be a great way to, propel someone's art career or something like that. Oh,
yeah, for sure. I think all the logos need a revamp, to be honest.
Yeah,
I feel like every time they just go more simple, and it's just like you
I
could be
agree.
doing so much more.
Honestly, like the Patriots old logo of the dude down in the like the center stance is a sick logo. Because I think
Yeah.
that logo, he's literally in full football gear, and then he has a 1780s revolutionary hat on while he's snapping the ball. Like that is a sick logo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I mean, ours has honestly gotten more intricate. It used to just be a red buffalo.
Yeah.
Now it's, but I think we did actually used to have like a full bison on our helmet, like way back. But no, yeah, I agree. A lot of them get so simplified. Like the way the Falcons have redone their jerseys, I hate it. The letters are so blocky. I mean, the color scheme's always going to be nice, but like, this is gonna sound biased because my favorite color is red, but the red jerseys with the Falcons are so clean.
Dude, all right, you're talking about red jerseys. The color rush for Buffalo. Come on, man.
It's all right.
Not your shade of red.
I think all blue or all white color rush for Buffalo is better. Yeah, the shade of red for Buffalo is not really my
All right,
red.
I tried. I did my best.
But yeah, so honestly, hopefully for next time, maybe we'll get some more news out of the Washington camp about their logo and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Next week in our episode after this week is finished, we are going to make playoff brackets. So come prepared with a bracket that you think is, what you think will happen in the playoffs. And then we'll discuss those.
Force my hand.
We'll go over them. We'll dispute them. I'll tell you why you're wrong, and you can tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay. And then hopefully we'll get someone else to show up so we can have more than two.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'll be back up in Potsdam by then, so maybe I can find somebody.
Heard.
So yeah. You got anything else to talk about then, or?
Nah, I think that's all I got.
All right. So if that's the case, then thank you to anybody else who joined in, listened for this week. I don't want to say a bit of a shorter episode. It's a decent length, but I mean, bit of a time constraint on Liam's end, so we just figured we'd get together and talk about some quick stuff in the NFL. But thank you for watching or listening wherever you may be. Thank you for the continued support if you tune in, and look forward to putting out an episode for you guys next week.
Don't forget to tell your friends to listen to
Kings.
Sell out a little bit,
Yes, you can. I guess I'll put the socials in there then.
Yeah.
KQC _podcast is the Instagram. KOT or Kings of the Queen City podcast on YouTube, and we are on Spotify now. I think it's just Kings of the Queen City. If you just search that up, then it should pop up. All the episodes to date are on there now. So you can go back all the way starting to last winter is when we started this up. So you can check out all the episodes there. But yeah, check us out. Tell your friends about it. We're trying to grow, got to make some money. We need more viewers and more listeners if we're going to make money. So please tell everybody, tell them to come check it out. I know it's not the best quality production, but we're working on it. We're slowly improving.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, slowly one day. So thank you very much for the support, and see you guys next week.
See you next week.